Welcome back to the channel for our special Thanksgiving edition. There's nothing like the smell of turkey, family gathered around, and football on TV. Thanksgiving and NFL games, an unbeatable tradition. This year, we've got 3 matchups loaded with storylines and playoff stakes: Packers vs. Lions, Chiefs vs. Cowboys, and Bengals vs. Ravens. Each game is a feast in itself. But I'm not here for safe picks. For each game, I'll give you one prediction, something that could shock everyone. So, grab your plate and settle in. Let's dive into the biggest surprises I see coming this NFL Thanksgiving Day. Ready? Let's get started. First up, Detroit. It's Thanksgiving, and the city is buzzing with anticipation. The annual tradition is alive and well, with fans pouring into Ford Field, ready for a classic showdown. The Lions host the Packers, and all eyes are on Gibbs. He's the rookie sensation, the player everyone's talking about, and the one Detroit is counting on to ignite their offense. Gibbs has been electric, the heart of Detroit's offense, and everyone expects him to run wild. He's been breaking tackles, making defenders miss, and putting up highlight after highlight. But here's my bold take. Gibbs will be held under 60 rushing yards. That's right, despite all the hype, I think he's in for a tough day. Why? Green Bay's defense is no joke. Their front is big, physical, and disciplined. They swarm to the ball and rarely miss tackles. This is a unit that prides itself on shutting down the run. Their linebackers attack downhill, meeting runners in the backfield, and their defensive line sets the edge, forcing everything inside. They play with a chip on their shoulder, determined to prove they can stop anyone. This isn't the same Packers run defense from years past. They're built to stop stars like Gibbs. They've retooled, gotten faster, and play with a new level of aggression. Now, Detroit's offensive line is banged up. Injuries have thrown off their timing and power, and that's a huge problem against a defense this tough. When your blockers aren't at full strength, it's hard to open up holes, especially against a front like Green Bay's. The Packers will load the box, daring Detroit to throw. With the Lions' line hurting, running lanes will be nearly impossible to find. Expect Green Bay to stack defenders at the line, making every carry a battle. Gibbs will get his touches, but he'll be met by a wall of green and gold every time. The Packers are going to make him earn every single yard. Expect a lot of 2-yard runs, maybe even some losses. Frustration will build. The Lions will keep trying, but the Packers' defense will keep answering. The Packers' defensive coordinator will make stopping Gibbs priority number 1, forcing Jared Goff to beat them through the air. They'll challenge Detroit to change their game plan. Detroit will try to get Gibbs going, but the Packers' discipline and physicality will win out. Every time Gibbs tries to bounce outside, he'll find defenders waiting. This is how upsets happen, not with flashy plays, but with one unit dominating another. The Packers' defense will set the tone, play after play. Green Bay's run defense will control the trenches, shutting down Detroit's star. The battle up front will be relentless, and the Lions will struggle to find any rhythm. My prediction: Gibbs finishes with around 18 carries for 55 yards, a solid day for most, but a shutdown for a player of his caliber. For a back as explosive as Gibbs, that's a quiet afternoon. While everyone expects a Gibbs highlight reel, I'm betting on the Packers' defense to steal the show. They'll be the ones making the big plays and getting the crowd fired up. Watch the line of scrimmage. That's where this game will be decided. Every snap will be a test of will, and the Packers are ready for the challenge. The Lions will keep feeding Gibbs, but the Packers will hold firm. No matter how many times Detroit tries, Green Bay's defense will answer the call. No big runs, no game-breaking plays, just a gritty, defensive battle. This is the kind of football that's won in the trenches, not on the highlight reel. The Packers' front will make life miserable for Detroit's ground game. Every yard will be a struggle, and the Lions will have to look elsewhere for answers. So, while the country waits for the Gibbs show, I'm calling for a defensive clinic from Green Bay. This is their moment to shine, and they won't let it slip away. The immovable object wins this Thanksgiving. The Packers' defense will be the story everyone's talking about after the final whistle. Gibbs gets grounded, and the Packers set the tone for the day. Detroit will have to regroup and find new answers if they want to win. That's my first bold prediction. Let's see if it holds up. Sometimes, the biggest stories are written by the defense, not the offense. On to the next game. The action is just getting started. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs roll into Dallas to take on the Cowboys in a matchup that's been circled on every NFL fan's calendar. The energy is electric as both teams arrive at AT&T Stadium, and anticipation is sky high for this heavyweight showdown. All eyes are on Patrick Mahomes, the superstar quarterback, in a game where most expect him to put on a show and light up the scoreboard. But here's my bold prediction. This won't be a walk in the park for Mahomes. The Cowboys' defense is going to rattle him, forcing multiple turnovers and making the league's most dynamic quarterback look surprisingly mortal. Dallas has the perfect formula for disruption. Micah Parsons, the heart and soul of their defense, leads a relentless pass rush that never lets up. What makes them so dangerous? They don't need to blitz to get pressure. Their front four is so talented, they can generate chaos with just a standard rush, keeping extra defenders in coverage. With a deep rotation of pass rushers, Dallas can drop 7 into coverage, blanketing receivers and making life miserable for any quarterback, even one as gifted as Mahomes. Mahomes is known for thriving in chaos, but this Dallas front will collapse the pocket from every angle, forcing him to make rush decisions and uncomfortable throws. The Cowboys' defensive coordinator is a master of disguise. He'll mix up coverages, show blitz and drop back, or send creative pressure from unexpected places, and that will force Mahomes to hesitate, second-guessing what he sees before the snap and during the play. That split-second delay is all Parsons and company need to get home, turning pressure into sacks and turnovers. The crowd at AT&T Stadium will be absolutely deafening, making communication a nightmare for the Chiefs' offense. Expect false starts, broken plays, and confusion at the line of scrimmage. Mahomes will be running for his life, scrambling to escape the relentless Dallas pass rush on nearly every snap. I'm calling it now. At least 2 interceptions for the Dallas defense, as they jump routes and capitalize on Mahomes' forced throws. Add in a lost fumble for Mahomes. Sure, he'll still make a few jaw-dropping throws, but the constant pressure will take its toll over 4 quarters. By the 4th quarter, frustration will be written all over Mahomes' face, and the Cowboys' defense will seal the game with a late turnover that puts the result beyond doubt. This isn't about Mahomes losing his magic. It's about Dallas executing a near-perfect defensive game plan, showing the league how to slow down the Chiefs' high-octane attack. The Cowboys have the talent, the depth, and the home crowd advantage to pull it off. The energy in the stadium will fuel their relentless effort from start to finish. After the game, the conversation won't be about Mahomes' struggles. It'll be about just how dominant this Dallas defense can be when everything clicks. Expect a statement win from the Cowboys, and a rare off day for the NFL's most electrifying quarterback. The Dallas defense will live in the Kansas City backfield, making Mahomes uncomfortable and forcing him into mistakes all afternoon long. It'll be a Thanksgiving feast for the Cowboys defense, as they feast on turnovers and big plays. So, while the world expects another dose of Mahomes magic, I'm predicting a meltdown. A game where nothing comes easy for the Chiefs' offense. Dallas turns up the heat and Mahomes gets burned, both on the stat sheet and on the scoreboard. That's my second bold prediction. Let's see if the Cowboys can deliver and shake up the AFC power rankings. This game could change the narrative for both teams, setting the tone for the rest of the season and possibly the playoffs. Watch for the Dallas pass rush to be the difference maker, dictating the pace and outcome of the game. Mahomes will have his moments of brilliance, but the Cowboys' defense will own the day and leave a lasting impression. Buckle up. This one's going to be wild, unpredictable, and a true test of championship mettle for both teams. Now, let's move to the nightcap and see what other surprises this NFL weekend has in store. For the nightcap, it's Bengals versus Ravens, a classic AFC North battle with huge playoff implications. The energy in the stadium is electric, with both fan bases knowing what's at stake. This isn't just another regular season game, it's a clash that could shape the entire playoff picture for both teams. The Ravens are favorites at home, known for their physical defense and Lamar Jackson's dynamic playmaking. Baltimore's defense has a reputation for making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks, and their crowd brings the noise every snap. Lamar, meanwhile, is always a threat to break a game wide open with his legs or his arm. But here's my bold call. Joe Burrow will outduel Lamar and lead the Bengals to a dramatic high-scoring win. This is the kind of matchup where stars shine brightest, and Burrow is built for the spotlight. Expect fireworks from both quarterbacks, but Burrow's precision will be the difference. Burrow's poise is unmatched. He thrives under pressure, never rattled by the moment or the crowd. Whether it's a deafening stadium or a collapsing pocket, he keeps his cool and makes the right read. That calmness is contagious, lifting the entire Bengals offense. The Ravens will blitz from every angle, but Burrow's quick release and field vision will neutralize their attack. He's mastered the art of getting the ball out before the pressure arrives, turning potential sacks into big gains. Baltimore's aggressive style could backfire if Burrow finds his rhythm early. Expect a back-and-forth shootout. Lamar will break big runs, but Burrow will answer with precision passing drives. Each possession will feel like a chess match, with both quarterbacks trading blows and refusing to back down. The scoreboard will light up as these two stars put on a show. The Bengals' receiving core, Chase, Higgins, and company, will be too much for Baltimore's secondary to handle all night. With so many weapons at his disposal, Burrow can spread the ball around and exploit mismatches. Look for big plays downfield and plenty of yards after the catch. As the game wears on, Burrow's calm will be the difference. He'll keep the offense moving, converting key third downs and capitalizing on every opportunity. When the pressure mounts, he's at his best, methodically dissecting the defense and keeping drives alive. Picture the final 2 minutes. Bengals down 4, no timeouts, Burrow unfazed. The stadium is roaring, but he's locked in, ready to write another chapter in his growing legend. He'll orchestrate a flawless drive, using the sideline, managing the clock, and moving his team into the red zone. Every throw is calculated, every decision deliberate, as he marches the Bengals downfield with the game on the line. With seconds left, Burrow finds his matchup and throws the game-winning touchdown as time expires. The play is executed to perfection, leaving the Ravens' defense stunned and the Bengals' sideline in disbelief. The Bengals' sideline erupts, and the Baltimore crowd is stunned. It's a moment that will be replayed for years, a signature win on a national stage. This will be a signature win for Burrow, a statement that he's the king of the North. His teammates rally around him, and his confidence radiates throughout the locker room. Lamar will have a huge game, but Burrow's icy composure will steal the spotlight. Both quarterbacks will make highlight plays, but it's Burrow's ability to deliver in the clutch that will be remembered. Forget the narrative about Ravens' physicality. This one's about quarterback play, and Burrow will deliver a Thanksgiving classic. The game will be talked about as one of the most thrilling holiday matchups in recent memory. The Bengals' offense will carve up the Ravens' defense, and Burrow's legend will grow. Each drive will showcase his command of the game and his ability to elevate everyone around him. Expect highlight reel throws, clutch conversions, and a finish that will be talked about for years. This is the kind of performance that cements a quarterback's legacy. The AFC North crown will be up for grabs, and Burrow will seize it. This win could be the turning point that propels Cincinnati toward a deep playoff run. This is the kind of game that defines a season and a career. For Burrow, it's a chance to prove he belongs among the league's elite, and for the Bengals, it's a statement to the rest of the NFL. So, while most expect a Ravens grinded-out win, I'm betting on Burrow's brilliance. He's shown time and again that he can rise to the occasion, and this Thanksgiving will be no different. Watch for a high-scoring duel, but Burrow gets the last word. When the lights are brightest, he delivers the unforgettable moments. That's my final bold prediction for Thanksgiving. This game will be the talk of the holiday, a true showcase of quarterback greatness. 3 games, 3 surprises. Let's see who steps up. Thanksgiving football always delivers the unexpected, and this year will be no exception. Now, it's your turn to make a call. Who do you think will rise to the occasion? Let's wrap it up and enjoy a Thanksgiving full of football drama. That's a wrap on my bold Thanksgiving predictions. Gibbs gets stuffed, Mahomes gets rattled, and Burrow pulls off a last-minute win. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your boldest takes for these games? Drop them in the comments. I'll be reading through and can't wait to see who's got the spiciest predictions. Thanks for tuning in and spending part of your holiday with me. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Enjoy the food, family, and, of course, the football. Don't forget to subscribe for more NFL content as we head down the stretch. Enjoy the games, everyone.